We got it.
The sex of
Funny.
March. Yep. Levitt. Daniel.
Okay.
Which,
We are up to verse 15, chapter
yes,
8.
Hetvav in Het.
I like your background, Rabbi.
What's that?
I like your background.
Yeah, this is my computer was not working this morning. I tried to get on the Zoom and it wouldn't do nothing. So my wife says as long as she's davening now, she can could use this one, but we'll have to figure out something for the next year. Anyway, so maybe it'll work the next.
Did you say Daniel 15?
No, chapter 8,
Ah,
pasuk 15.
Yeah,
right.
we did say 15, verse 15.
Hmm. Daniel 8, verse
Chapter
15.
8, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So where are we holding here with Daniel?
Ah,
Okay, yes, this is yeah, this is okay, we'll just go to the next. We'll go to yeah, we'll start. Yeah, it does seem to be a little bit laborious over here. We seem like we repeating and this and that and but yeah, okay. So let's go further, but it is fascinating. Okay. So we call upon who'd like to start the reading today? Roy, you'd like to start the reading today for us.
All right then. 15. Tet Vav. Vayehi Birasi Ani Daniel Es Hechazon Va'avaksha Bina V'hinei Amad V'negedi Gemora Gover. Now it came to pass when I, Daniel, perceived that vision that I sought understanding, and behold, there stood before me one who appeared like a man.
Okay, good. We have any commentary notes on the bottom of page 92?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Bottom of the right-hand column.
I haven't got any notes here.
Oh, right. Okay.
Mhm.
So very well. So we will I'll take over with the reading of the notes. Wow, there's a long Rashi over here I just noticed.
Oh,
That was
actually, I
last.
do. Mm. Mm.
Okay, so that was yeah.
I've only got a little note, that's all.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I just saw that I sought understanding. I was longing that they should enable me to understand the vision from heaven, says Rashi. And the one who appeared like a man, this is Gabriel, mentioned in the following verse, Betzuta David. That's all
Okay.
I've got.
So the Art Scrolls Blue Safer brings the words of the Malbim uh, on the he says the words of the angels were clearly understood by Daniel, but the vision, i.e., what happened to the ram and the he goat, was unintelligible to him. He did not know with certainty what these animals and their story meant. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So, and then thank you. And then and so then he can we continue on the next page on 93. Yavaksha Bina. That was Esachazon, the vision. And now Yavaksha Bina. I sought some Bina, some understanding. And Rashi says he wished that an explanation will be given to him from heaven. That's what Roy just read. Okay. And also the same note, also the likeness of a man, that is referring to Geber. Interesting, right? It says Geber, Kamara Geber, actually Gober. Uh, so what's the so it's interesting. Gavriel is that Shorish of Gimel Beis Reish. So it's alluded to Gavriel in the pasuk because it says there was someone that was standing opposite him, Kamara Gover, like the appearance of a Gover. So that would be none other than the Malach Gavriel. Okay. Pasuk Tezayin 16. We go to Meir to continue the reading, please.
Okay, 16. It says, Va'eshma kol Adam ben Ulai Vayikra Vayomar Gavriel Avein Lehalaz et Hamar'eh. Okay, so I heard a human voice in the middle of the Ulai. He called out and said, Gavriel, explain the vision to that man. Boy, this is real mystical. Okay, let's see what the notes say. Kol Adam, a human voice. This is a voice of the anonymous one, verses 13 to 14, which he heard up to now. This was Michael. Daniel was not allowed to see the speaker. He was only allowed to hear the voice. The voice commanded Gabriel to reveal himself to Daniel, which he did, as related in verses 17 to 26. I'm not sure where those verses are. I guess in a previous chapter. Okay, and then it says, Bain Ulai, in the middle of Ulai. The voice seemed to be coming from the middle of the river. That's the Mitsudo. And Vayomer Gavriel, and said Gavriel, the voice of Michael called to Gavriel and said to him, Gavriel, explain the vision to that man. It's also the Mitsudo.
Wow. So there's a voice that called to the Malach Gabriel and told him to explain the vision to that man, to Daniel. Wow. Okay, so let's go further. Yud Zion. Lou.
Viavo Eitzel Amdi Uvevo'o Niv Ati v'efla al panai v'yomer elai chavein ben adam ki le es kates ha-chazon. So the translation is, as he spoke to me, I fell into a deep sleep with my face to the ground, but he touched me and stood me up in my place. Okay, the commentary, and as he spoke to me, the very appearance of the angel was awesome. In 10:7-8, the very sight of an angel was sufficient to frighten Daniel to the point where he said, "No strength remained in me." Now, when Daniel heard the voice of the angel, his awe was doubled, for the sound of his words loud as the sound of a multitude. The description of this wondrous vision and the awesome effect it had upon Daniel proves that these angels were actually seen and heard by Daniel with his eyes and ears, unlike the view held by Rambam et al., that the angels cannot be perceived with human senses. According to Rambam, all visions of angels are seen in prophetic dreams. The parallels between this vision and the vision described in chapter 10 are striking. Here, Daniel, upon seeing the angel next to himself, was frightened and fell down and fell face down, as if all his strength had left him. The same is found below, 10:8. I saw this great vision. No strength remained in me. Here, when the angel spoke to Daniel, his fright was increased to the point where I fell into a deep sleep with my face to the ground. In chapter 10, his hearing the voice of the angel is described in almost the same words. In both places, the angel must touch Daniel and stand him up. I fell into a deep sleep. Because of the great fear that befell him, his strength left him, and he was left in a slumber-like condition. Rashi.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, so like we said in verse 17, um, the note says over here that it was the vision concerns the end of time. Le'es kates hechazon. The events foretold in this vision will not all come true until the distant future. This makes them difficult to envision and grasp. Thus, you must try very hard to understand the vision, because the vision concerns the end, the time of the end. So that's the reason why it was hard for Daniel to understand what the vision uh, meant, I guess, because it was talking about something which is uh, going to happen in the case. And so, since I guess the implication is because since that's going to be a very long time away, or perhaps it's because, yeah, that's what it makes it sound like. Um, not- okay. Um, oh, the Abarbanel learns a little bit differently, though. The Abarbanel understands that the angel exhortation to understand refers to the Kates,
Hello,
like and
Hashem.
the
How you doing? Glad to hear from you.
and the end, which was spoken about in verse 14. I guess it's in this chapter. I assume that was not so clear to Daniel. And the angel said to him, "Understand that you are." He called him Ben Adam, and he meant to say,
Hey, that's great. Thank you so much.
"Realize that you're just a Ben Adam. Your station is a lower station, and the vision that you're being shown concerns the time of the end, and therefore you have a difficult time to understand. It's not because it's in the distant future. It's because the very nature of it is it's not something
Good.
for
Glad
a
to hear
Ben
you.
Adam so easy to understand it so clearly.
All
Okay.
right. Have a good Shabbos. Bye bye.
Okay. Okay, Roy. Which pasuk are we on now? 19. 19.
All right. 19, is it?
Yeah.
Hello?
19, yeah.
Not right. You'd test. No, you'd test. Is that right? Yeah.
Right, you test.
V'yoma hineni madi echa eis asher yeh ba'acharis hazo aim ti lemad kates. And he said to me, Behold, I am letting you know what will be at the end of the fury, for it is the end of time. My notes say that at the end of the fury, at the end of the days of fury, that is, at the end of the exile, says Metzuda David, for it is the end of time, for it is the time of the end of many days, says Rashi. That's all that I have.
Okay, so
You te- I don't think we have anything. Oh, yeah, we do. Okay.
so yeah, okay. So you read from you what you read, Roy, was from the Mitsudos?
Yeah, Metzuda David, yes. The first one, at the end of fury, at the end of the days of fury, that is, at the end of the exile, that was from Metzudas David. And the other one, for it is the end of time, is from Rashi. For it is at the time of the end of many days, says Rashi on that one. For the end of time.
Uh-huh. Okay, so we have a note over here in the notes to verse 19 from the Abarbanel in Ma'anei Yeshua. Yeah, all of a sudden they're starting to identify the Ma'anei Yeshua as the Abarbanel. So that was like we thought. That we think we looked that up one day. Uh, points out that we do not find the angel elaborating on what will be after the fury. He concludes that these words were only to strengthen Daniel in his fright. His fervent desire to find out the time of the redemption would buoy him and enable him to listen to the angel's words. Similarly, Yaakov, who assembled his sons before his death and promised to tell them what will befall you in the end of days, did not in fact reveal to them what would befall them. It was meant only to heighten his sons' attentiveness to what he was saying. The sages say that Yaakov and Daniel both knew when the end would be, but were not permitted to reveal it.
Wow.
And it says the Lemoid case, for at the appointed time will be the end. The time appointed for the exile will have an end. Previously, the angel had used the word ace, time, in conjunction with the case, the end. Ace, which is time, refers to the natural flow of time. Hashem has incorporated the end into the natural order of the of things, whatever the things are, so that the kates, the end, will follow the exile naturally, just as spring naturally follows winter. Okay. Nevertheless, the order of nature can be upset by the Almighty author of this order. Here the angel substitutes the word moed, appointed time, that which is inserted into the cosmic calendar, whether or not it follows the preordained itinerary. Thus, the case, the end, is guaranteed not to be canceled. The Geula, the redemption, has both the qualifications of ace, time, because it is the natural order of things, and of moed, the appointed time, because it is decreed to be superimposed upon this order. Wow. The only thing I can understand from this is that we have a lot of words here that we have to understand what they mean, and the Malbim explained them, but the true understanding needs a lot of clarification, I think. But yeah, all right. I didn't quite understand that.
Don't we say that a day is oh no, that's a year equivalent to 1,000 or 6,000. What is it?
Oh, that's a pasuk in Tehillim that we say in Shabbos morning.
What do we say?
I don't have my sitter here, but we say that yeah. What is it that we say over there?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I forgot.
So in your eyes, 1,000 days is like a something to us, something like that.
I think it's a day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it might be 1,000 years of our time is like Hashem's day.
Yes. So when it says here, at the end of the fury, at the end of the days of fury, so that's sort of lots of Hashem's days, sort of like 1,000 days, 1,000 days, and 1,000 days of fury. Well, we're in days of fury right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is at the end of the exile. Are we at the end of the exile? We're talking about, can we say which exile? No.
Some
Or
people
it
say
is
we
at the
are.
end of time. That is the end of many days.
Yeah. What is the word? What do the words that we read over here mean really? How do we put them together?
Mhm.
They're not so clear, even though they're in English and they're supposed to be. The subject itself is remains a bit remote.
Mhm. I don't know if you have to be a mathematician or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It needs more study, more analysis, really.
Mhm. Need wider references.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't understand that. No. You have to read it over again and again, maybe. And then you'll get what will you get? You'll see more clearly what you don't understand. That's also something. But anyway, okay. So fine. So the last part we didn't read yet. This is in brackets on the bottom. It starts on the bottom of page 94. The suggestion, let's try to see if we could understand this, what he says here. The suggestion brought above that the angel did reveal the end to Daniel, but that it was not transmitted to us provides a different explanation of this phrase. Oh, so maybe in other words, there's a suggestion. I don't know that nobody he does they're not quoting anybody. I guess they're themselves saying they want to suggest that the Art Scroll wants to suggest that perhaps the angel did in fact reveal the end to Daniel, but it was not transmitted to us. And so according to that, we can say as follows: Kila moed kates, for the end, in the time of the end. In this rendition, this phrase sounds like an unfinished sentence. We're given the word of the angel verbatim, with the exception of those words that were withheld from the public. The angel starts his description of what will be after the fury with the words, for in the time of the end. The conclusion of his statement is left out by Daniel on the angel's orders. The angel ordered him to leave out the conclusion of the statement. So the beginning phrase is retained to let us know that something indeed is missing. Now that's a very interesting way of looking at it. Rather than leave it out completely, then we wouldn't know that there's anything that's left out. We have a half of a sentence.
Okay, half a pasuk.
A half of a pasuk, rather. What's the advantage of having the half of a pasuk? The advantage of having a half a pasuk is that we look at the half pasuk just sitting there and we say, wait a second, this pasuk didn't finish. There's something that's left out over here.
Mm.
So like that, we could know that there's something that that leaves us available to say that Daniel, he was revealed this, but we were not revealed it because he Daniel was told not to reveal it to us, so we don't have it. So that compounds the mystery about this time. Okay. Um, okay. So let's go further from here.
Well, I think we ran out of time.
Oh, we ran out of time. Okay, so then we won't go further if we already went too far. Okay. Oh, 36. Oh, yeah. Well, we started late today. Okay. All right, everybody. All the best. Good day to Mayor. A great day to
Okay.
Mayor.
Have a good day. And if I don't see you, have a good Shabbos.
Oh, a good Shabbos too.
It's
B'ezras
Thursday already.
Hashem.
Yeah.
It's Thursday. Mayor's becoming an expert cholent maker, I'm sure.
I'm becoming an expert at something, that's for sure.
All right. Good Shabbos to you, May,
Okay.
and we'll see you perhaps around.
Well, I hope so. It'd be nice. And
Okay.
I hope Khan is doing well.
Thank you. And likewise to your wife, and be
Thank
well.
you.
And Sarah should be completely okay.
I think she is feeling better after her last treatment. So
Okay, good.
we'll see what happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Oy.
Okay. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Roy. How you doing? How you feeling? Long time no see.
Yes, been in hospital a lot, and my wife has been in hospital, and we've sort of been switching between home and hospital. Should have shares in the hospital. Oh well, yeah. So yeah, haven't seen you for a while, but you've been in my thoughts.
Good.
So, what are we up to?
We've been having a very hard time with this thing, aren't you, Lucky? we are now on 15B3. That's the best I can tell you. And we're really having this fight going on about whether or not, Shmuel and Rob have this argument, whether it includes the improvements, it doesn't include the improvements, if it was stolen if a robber stole the land and tried to sell it to him, all kinds of stuff like that.
Okay, 15. Well, you need me to sort you out. 15B3. Okay. I'll speed read what I can. (15B2), the Gemora continues its discussion of the laws concerning the purchase of stolen property.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Hashem. Hashem. You're doing good. Okay, Bava Metzia. Shnaim Oksim Batalis. Long time since we talked about a talis. Let's see. Okay, we're up to Amarle. We're right in the middle of a conversation, it seems. Oh yeah, we're up to we got we'll probably be well advised to go over this from the beginning over here. Boy Mine Shmuel Mirav. Let's start from there. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines from the bottom of Tesvav Amid Base, 15b.
Six, seven, eight.
What do you want to start? Shmuel Marav?
Yes. We started this yesterday, and we explained the question. Now we'll start from then. Hopefully we'll get to the answer.
Okay, right column on 15B3, Roy.
The right column, 15B3.
Yeah, tomorrow it turns to a discussion.
Right, yeah. Okay, I see it. Thanks.
Okay, Roy. How'd you like to read?
Okay, I'll try. Bava, Mine, Shmuel, Marav, Shmuel inquired of Rav, Hazar Olakos Bacha, Miba'ala Lim Harashunim. If after the robber stole the stolen land, if after the robber stole the stolen land, he returned and purchased it from its original owner, Mahu, what is the law? May the robber now seize the land from the purchaser, just as the original owner could have done? Or Malay, Rav told Shmuel, Machala Rishon Lashani. What did the first, that's the robber, sell to the second, that is his purchaser? What did the first actually sell, the robber actually sell to the purchaser? Kol Zachus Shetavo Leyodo. Any right that may subsequently come into his possession concerning the land, he may therefore now not seize the land from the purchaser. Puts in the art scroll. I have to see this again.
Okay, let's see. Okay, Phil, we got the Rashi for you. That will correspond to what Roy just read. Amarle.
Amarle, he says to him, Lo Matzeh, he's not able, like to take it out of.
Right.
Because the sale is considered a sale loan to him. Calls a chut, all the merits of it, the what he's allowed to get, sheteve liudo, that came to his hand, ukishalakacha, and when he purchased it, lo lakacha, he didn't purchase it elikadei shetehei. He only purchased it so that it should be mikavim biyad hakei, from the hand of the purchaser.
Oh, you hear this? This is very interesting. So, Rav is answering Shmuel back and saying, like, what's the issue over here? When the Gemora said Mahu, the Gemora meant to say, with this thief who bought the land now from the true owner, would he now be able to go to the one that he sold the property to when he didn't own it and say, listen, I'm the true owner of the property because I bought it from the real owner. And sorry for you, but you bought it from me and I didn't own the land. Or that's one choice. Or do we say that no, he can't do that? Well, that's what Rav is saying over here. The Goslin will not be able to take the land away from the one that he sold it to. Why? Because we're going to be very expansive in the selling that this Goslin sold to the what's his name, to his purchaser. Rashi says, when the Goslin sold the purchaser this land, he wasn't just selling him any right that he has to the land right now, because right now he didn't have any right to the land. But any right that would even later, afterwards, come into his possession, any rights that he would get to that property, that will go to the purchaser, like retroactively. That's pretty creative way of explaining over here. And like that, if we explain it in that creative way, so then the purchaser that did purchase it from the Goslin can say, I'm staying on the land and you can't take me off. Okay. Now the Gemora wants to know my timer. Back to Roy.
My timer. What's the reason that the robber purchases the land to protect his purchaser? What is the reason that the robber purchases the land to protect his purchaser? Ma Zutra Omer. Lai Dalo Nick Raya Gozalona. The robber desires that the purchaser not call him a robber when the legitimate owner repossesses his land, says Art Scroll. The robber's preemptive purchase saves his reputation. Rav Ashi says, Nicholai deliko v'himanu masor. The robber wants to stand by his word. He wants to stand by his word. Since the purchaser trusted that he would retain his purchase, it is a violation of this trust to allow the owner to seize the land. By the robber's preemptive purchase, he requites this trust.
Well, the actual translation of the Gemora, what Marzucha said was, Nichole, it's agreeable and good and preferable for him, the lo nikrae gazlona, that he shouldn't be called a Goslin. People shouldn't call him a Goslin.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, this is the way we're going to explain what happened over here. Like that, the one that this hapless purchaser that purchased it from a Goslin, and we're talking about a case where he didn't know that the person was a Goslin, who sold him the field. From the perspective of the Goslin himself, Gemora is saying he doesn't. It's better for him. It's preferable to him that he doesn't want people to call him a Goslin. So therefore, we're going to say that when he purchased the land from the real owner, after he sold it to the one that he sold it to, that purchase will mean now that really the actual thing will mean with the purchaser that purchased from the Goslin will now own the property. Okay, good. Rashi over here. There's a Rashi. The lo nikroye gazlona.
The lo.
Rashi has a little bit different spelling of the word than the word that we have. Yeah, okay. No, it's actually the same. Okay, fine. Yes, Phil.
The lo nikro gazlana. He doesn't call him a robber. Shelo yiparno lokeach. So he shouldn't uproot the purchaser. This one, kishiyotse utziano. So when it takes it out, the nigzal, the one who's stolen from his hand, nikrano gazlan. He's called a robber. Lakach, therefore, choser goes back, laha'amid v'mechar, and he stands by his sale.
Shelo yicharfenu lokeach zeh. That the lokeach doesn't denigrate and he doesn't denigrate this. In order that the purchaser doesn't denigrate this individual, kishiyotzienu nigzo miado, migreno gazlan. He did everything that the Goslin did was in order that the Lokeach shouldn't denigrate him if in the case that the true owner would come along and remove the purchaser from the property, and then he'll call him a Goslin. Therefore, he went back and did what he did, lahamid memkaro, in order to stand it up, literally to establish his purchase, his sale. Actually, his sale. Memkaro is the sale. His sale, like this, is going to work out to be an actual sale. Okay. So that's and we're saying that this was the intention of the Goslin when he went back and purchased the property from its true owner. It wasn't in order that he should be able to kick off the guy that he sold it to. That wasn't his intention. His intention was in order to preserve his own reputation, and that no one should call him a blankety blank thief.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we say that that was his intention, and so therefore it'll work like that. Okay. Rav Ashi Omar. Sounds like Rav Ashi has another explanation. Roy, would you like to read?
She wrote, but my where's that? But my Tama, my Beniyahu. Where's I don't know where you said. What did you say?
You're going to read from the Gemora where it says Rav Ashi Omar.
Oh, Rav Ashi Omar. Okay. Where is that?
To the middle of that next letter on the right.
Say that again, sorry.
You're still on the right, the paragraph in the middle, where it says Mazutra, it says middle of that paragraph, it says Ravashi says.
Oh, I see. Ravashi says, Nechol lay delay klu. V'hamonu say it, right? Ravashi says that the robber wants to stand by his word.
Stand by his word.
Since the article says, since the purchaser trusted that he would retain his purchase, it is a violation of this trust to allow the owner to seize the land. By the robber's preemptive purchase, he requites this trust.
What's he do? He does what to his trust? Requites?
Yeah, requites. Requites means what?
What does that mean?
Requite something is an old English word. I don't know.
Well, does that mean that he violates his trust?
No. What's going on? Okay.
We don't have any Rashi over here. I would have translated the Gemora as Nichole Deleku Behemnuse. Hemnuse is emuna. His his trust, his being a trustworthy individual. And we're saying, Ravashi says we're talking about we're talking about the Goslin, and the Goslin, it's nicha for him. It's the Goslin himself prefers to the Leiku behemnuse to stand in his faithfulness. To establish his faithfulness. So that's how we're interpreting the fact that he bought the property from the original owner. Why did he buy the property from the original owner? Not to be able to now kick off the one that he sold the property to and say, tough luck for you. I'm the real owner of the property, so get off. No. That's not going to establish his integrity and his faithfulness. When he bought the property from the true owner, what he meant to do was to establish his and protect his faithfulness, and like that he is the owner of the property, and therefore the one that he sold the property to is now the true owner of the property, as opposed to the original owner who at the time of the first sale that the Goslin first sold it to that person, he was the original owner still retained the ownership of the property. Okay. Oh,
yeah. I've got required here, meaning that they make a return of favor to someone, to pay back somebody for being nice to them or something like that, or even to pay back someone who wasn't nice to them. But it means to pay back, return of favor, or to reciprocate.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. That's okay.
Well, that sounds like we're saying that since the purchaser put his trust in this Goslin, that he was selling him a property that he owned, and that's why he bought it from him. That's why he paid money from to him. So, in other words, he was he was trusting. He was placing his trust in the Goslin. So the Goslin is requiting that trust that was invested in him, and he's reciprocating and buying the property from the true owner in order to requite that trust that the purchaser placed in the Goslin.
I think so.
Okay, good. Very good. Now the Gemora asks an obvious question. The question over here that the Gemora wants to know is my benayu.
What is the practical difference between these two explanations?
Right.
Binyahu, the practical difference between them emerges. Demis Lokeach, in a case in which the original purchaser died after the robber purchased the land from a legitimate owner, they disagree whether the robber may seize the land from the heirs of the purchaser, although he could not seize the land from the purchaser himself. According to this one, to the one, Mazutra, who says that the reason why the robber purchases the land to protect the rights of the purchaser is because Nicha Le Dollar Gazalna. He desires that the purchaser not call him a robber. The robber may seize the land from the children.
What? He minds that the father calls him a Goslin, but he doesn't care if the children call him a Goslin? That doesn't sound right.
He desires that the purchaser not call him a robber, because the robber may seize the land from the children if he's called a robber. No?
Okay, what and according to the other opinion?
Well, it goes on. Since the purchaser has died, no one will call the seller a robber. According to Mazutra's reason, with his purchase, the robber intends to protect only the rights of the purchaser himself, but not the rights of the purchaser's heirs. And according to the one, Ravashi, who says that the reason why the robber purchases the land to protect the rights of the purchaser is because say he wants to stand by his word. The robber may not seize the land from the children. Bahadei b'nei nami necha lei delakum b'hamanusei, for he wants to stand by his word with the children as well. Therefore, says Art Scroll, with his purchase, the robber intends to protect the rights of the purchaser's heirs as well. And then it says that the Gemara challenges this distinction between the two opinions.
Right. Okay. So we have Rashi or two for Phil to read. The Meis Lokeach. Last Rashi on Tes Vav Amid Beis.
The mace locheach, that the purchaser died. So after he purchased the Gazlan, the thief, the robber, purchased it, Mina Balin, from the owners. Gazlan, and the thief came, Lahotzi, Meberav, and he wants to go take it from his sons.
Meis Lokeach. In other words, Rashi's putting in a time frame. When was it that the Lokeach passed away? Rashi explains, La'acha shalakha Gazlan mina bailin. He passed away specifically after the Gazlan went back to the original owner and purchased the property from the original owner. So like that, he's got a case to say that he's the real owner of the property. And then so now instead of contending with the purchaser, he's going to contend with the heirs of the purchaser, who presumably figured that their father owned the land because he bought it, and I guess he settled into the land. Gazlan bo lahotzi mi bono. And according to that, the Gazlan goes and is coming to take it out from the children of the purchaser. Okay. Yeah. Next Rashi, Lamanda Omar. Got time? Yeah.
Lamanda, the one who says, Lo Chazer, that he doesn't go back and from the sale. Rather, the low Ria Lokeach Gazan. Rather, he doesn't call the purchaser a robber.
Yeah, the whole reason that he went back and attempted to establish his sale as being a actual sale of property that he owned was the whole reason for that was only the lo likre lokea Gazlan, only for the sake of not having the purchaser call him a Gazlan. And accordingly, the Gemora is saying, according to that Manda Omar, who says that was the reason why he bought the property, the Gemora says, Ha-mesle, but now he passed away, right? And therefore what? Rashi explains what's the therefore what? What's the Gemora's point? Yeah, and look, you see that now he's passed away.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Rashi on the top of Tes Zayin Amid Aleph.
Where the children come in. Doesn't want to.
Bill, you want to read Rashi on the top of Tes Zayin Amid Aleph? Divra Maskil Ha Mace.
But he died. Ha Mace. Yes, but he
no one called him a robber.
The purchaser died. Umi perena, and who will uproot it, further uproot it. Therefore, lo tikaven, said he didn't intend for this. Rather stand by his word, in his lifetime. Below la'acha muto, not after his death. Mandom v'chuli.
So Rashi's explaining over here, according to this Manda Omar, that says that the reason that he bought it is because he didn't want that the purchaser should call him a Goslin. So the Gemora is saying, yeah, but the purchaser is now passed away. So there's not going to be any purchaser that's going to call him a Goslin anymore. So if so then who's going to what do you call it? Denigrate and shame him now. So therefore, Rashi explains more. All he intended to do was to establish the property in his hands, in his lifetime of the purchaser. But he wasn't concerned that he should retain any interest in the property after he already passed away. He just wanted to make sure that he is in fact successfully purchased the property. It should be in his hands successfully. It shouldn't be taken away from him by the original owner that he stole it from. But according to that, he doesn't mind that if the children who inherited the father don't get the land. That's according to the first Manda Omer. And the second Manda Omer says, no, the whole reason why he did what he did was the Leikum Behemnuse. He wanted to stand and establish and requite the trust that was placed in him by the purchaser. So that even extends beyond the lifetime of the purchaser. And so therefore that is what the Gemara says right now would be the my benaya, would be the nafkamina in din between these two opinions. In the first opinion, the purchaser would try to take away the property from the children. According to the second opinion, he wouldn't do so. Okay. On that, the Gemara challenges this, though. More challenges it. We start from the word sof. It's the third word, third line from the top. Roy, want to read the?
Yeah, okay. Sof. After all, Peru lay beneath the Kayach Gazalena. The children of the purchaser will call the seller a robber. Therefore, even Mazuta should agree that with his purchase, the robber intends to protect the rights of the heirs, and he may not seize the land from them. The Gemara accepts this objection and presents an alternative distinction between the two opinions. Now, Eika Binayu, rather, the practical difference between them emerges. The mace goes along. In the case where the robber died after he purchased the land from his owner, they disagree whether the robber's children may seize the land from his original purchaser, although the robber himself could not. Ma'ain de Amar, according to one who says that the reason why the robber purchases the land to protect the rights of the purchaser is because Nicha le inish dala likrayuhu gazalan, because a man desires that people not call him a robber. The robber's children may seize the land from the purchaser, who may slay. Since the robber has died, he will no longer be disparaged. Therefore, with his purchase, the robber intends to protect the right of the purchaser, says Art Scroll, only during his own lifetime, but not after his death. Then it goes on to the Ma'an de Amar, according to one who says the reason why the robber purchases the land to protect the rights of the purchaser is because he wants to stand by his word.
Okay. Very well.
Okay.
All the best, Phil. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Take care.
Shabbat Shalom, Phil.
All the best, Roy. Great to have you back. Good to see you.
Bye for now. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All the best. Bye, Phil. Bye, Roy.
See you. Bye for now.